So I own an 8-figure potential company at a fairly young age. And what I've discovered and what my millionaires clients all have discovered is that there is a reason why people in young age get so rich so quick and still can maintain a healthy body and healthy relationships. So when you see all of these older generation millionaires, they are fairly unhealthy, have bad relationships, have no time for family. But now the shift we can see is that there are still young people who have the $1 million companies and are still in fairly great shape, plus they have time for relationships. And the reason for this is pretty easy, and I will explain this to you. Successful people, especially in young age, understood that it is better to be structured than to be busy. So all of the young successful people, and when you see the most successful people in the world, like Jeff Bezos or so, they all do the same. They structure their time. Their time is the most valuable asset, and therefore they plan their day out around those 24 hours. And therefore, I just simply show you how I run my company and how I plan my whole week, whole day, and still have time for friends, family, love, and so on. And obviously for health activities. Okay, the first thing is so-called the war map. This is something like a calendar on steroids. If you're familiar with Charlie Morgan, you might saw this here. Especially this year, this is a copy I got from him. He's my mentor. And what this basically is it's an overview over your whole year, your whole month, your whole week, and your whole day. That means you can here click at each of these pieces and mark them. For example, you have the April in yellow, and then you can now decide, well, in April I need to focus on marketing, so or get more in detail, I need to create a funnel, and onboarding system. So, and this is what you do in this month. That is your focus point, right? And that is literally what you do. You just simply plan out every single month or every single quarter, what you prefer, and give every single month a big picture. This is for the big picture, the warm up, right? That you don't waste every single day. And for example, when you now have holidays for, I don't know, 2 weeks, you can go here and mark this as pink, and here you write holiday. So you know that this time of the year is blocked and that you need to delegate the task around this time. So it is pretty nice. It's a pretty nice calendar. Obviously you can use physical calendar, but this here is the big picture. It is more valuable than this because it is more advanced and easier to use. So I prefer this. And now we have the big picture over the whole year. And what we now do is we go through the whole month and we just check every single day. So now you can see we are in January, and now you can write tasks, for example, for Wednesday. For example, what you are currently doing is you need to do some market research, then you need to write a book, write book for 4 hours, and then you have a call with, I don't know, Lisa, a call with co-owner, and you have a YouTube video. So, and that's it. And that's what you basically do. And once you finish your day, you just simply mark this and you tick it. And then you can see I use this here too. I literally tick them out. And if you do not complete one task, then you just simply move it here and you write it down here again. Right? So that's easy to make sure that you do not waste any time, that you have a big picture over what you do and when you do the things, right? So that is quite literally important. So now that you have a big picture, I want to give you something where you can plan out your whole day easily. This is another creation by Charlie Morgan. I'm sorry to tell you this. Obviously, the next things are my creations, but this is very, very nice. It's the so-called daily planner. And in this, you literally plan out every 30 minutes of your day. And this is a task you do in the evening. So before you start your day, you print this out. So I actually have it in physical form most of the times. Currently, I do have it in online forms, but I switch sometimes. So you can print out or you can have it online, what you prefer. And what I literally do is I simply go through every single half hour and I write down what I do. For example, you wake up here and you wake up and food, right? Then you do now know what you do every single day, right? And then you plan your whole day around this. For example, today I have a very outreach focused day because I'm about to hire a setter and a salesman, and therefore I need to make some market research and I need to perfectionize this again. That's something I didn't do for quite a while, and therefore I take a lot of time. For example, I outreached for a lot of people yesterday and now I have to reply them 2 hours after that food. Then I made some Instagram content, now I'm making this YouTube content. Obviously you can switch this task around every single day, right? So I know I have 1 hour for YouTube, but I went to the gym earlier and I made this here already and a little bit of follow-ups, and therefore I can now do this here. That means you literally can switch it around, but you need now know how much time you need for every single task. And what you now do here is you have the productivity inventory, and there you just simply tell yourself what are the 3 most important tasks you need to complete today. For example, today I do have my time because it's Sunday. I do not have any calls or so what. Yesterday was call day and therefore today I have time for myself. So I film a lot, I do a lot of outreach, and I create my content storage for the next month. Yeah, and that's literally what I need to do. Otherwise I will not finish my evening. Yeah. And here are 3 things I could improve. So these are the 3 things I need to focus on in general. And here are the 3 things I focus in more in depth. Understand, for example, when I tell you I need to improve in sales call, then I need to improve in psychology, I need to improve in script, I need to improve in follow-ups, I need to improve in pricing points, I need to improve in all of that. I hope you understand that. And therefore I have the generic thing and the specialized thing that helps me to solve the generic problem. And this is literally what I do every single evening. Every single evening before waking up, I set up the daily planner, I set up the warm-up, and I set up the tracker. And this is a creation by myself. So this is something you do not need to use, but it is bloody important if you want to stay healthy as an entrepreneur. So this is what I teach in my program. Obviously I have more advanced variation in there, but this is the basic one. This is my tracker. I do this for a fairly amount of months, and here you can actually see what I do every single day. And yeah, what I do. So it is pretty advanced. For example, it tracks in green here all of my health advices. That means my mental health, my mental concerns, my exercise time, my calorie intake, my proteins, my readiness. Then yeah, here my little O-ring. All of the metrics are measured here. Everything in red is not good, so I need to improve on that. And yeah, my sleep and all of this. Then the work time spent, the focus time through the work. Then I have something like discomfort, learn, practice, time with family, time with relationships, and problems, and so on. Yeah, and that is literally, by the way, I don't want to show the right side because there's a lot of personal stuff and a lot of planning. So please don't judge me for this. If you want to, I can send this to you. It is totally cool. So obviously the first 1 or 2 weeks are very, very hard to stay consistent with this, because this takes 10 minutes per evening. But once you get in this flow of cooling down your evening, and instead of wasting this time with watching TV show or doing something stupid like scrolling on Instagram, you just can prepare your tomorrow or review your evening, because this is also some sort of problem solving tool. Yeah, pretty cool, pretty easy, pretty nice for your health. And then obviously one last thing is basically the calendar. Here I have my calls, here I have everything. And this here's my personal calendar. I have a calendar for my calls. I only have a few calls in private terms here, but the calls from Calendly are redirected in another calendar. So I do this because I need this here, because I know that I can block my days, and this here is just simply to structure my day in general. That is literally everything you need to know if you want to have copies of the tracker, the war map, and the daily planner. Please let me know in the comments. This is the reason why people stay consistent, because when you now take 30 minutes in the evening to reflect and to plan your next day, you waste so much less time the next day, because now you know every single half hour what to do and when to do it, and then you actually do the task. You might have it sometimes that you caught yourself on Instagram or on TikTok or on social media or on YouTube because you do not know what to do, or you haven't planned properly. And therefore these are great tools. You don't need to be busy, you need to be planned. And when you're structured, and I mean by that self-structured, then you will be so much better